Hi, my name is TJ Rumler, and I'm a licensed therapist and social worker. I have experience working in nonprofit, working in the school system as a large district's trauma-informed specialist. I've also worked at the VA as a combat veteran and social worker at the VA. And now I'm here to talk to you tonight about the process of therapy. And I know that there's a lot of questions and anxiety around what the process looks like if you're thinking about starting the process of therapy. And we've entitled this course Therapy Unlocked. And the goal is that if you take this course, you'll get ahead of the game for when you start therapy. You know, you could title this course, All the Things That Your Therapist Wish You Knew Before Coming to Them. The modules to this course include, what is therapy? Maybe to take some of the stigma away from that, we're gonna look at some myths and truth around that. We're gonna walk through the process of starting therapy. How do I even do that? We're gonna talk through the importance and the how-tos of building a relationship with your therapist. And why that's even important, diving into setting goals for therapy. And then at the end, I really would love to know what your takeaways are from the course, and to know if you were going to start therapy tomorrow, what's something that you took from this that you feel like might help you out. I really appreciate y'all coming tonight. I really do. And I know that there's a lot of questions and anxiety around what the process looks like if you're thinking about starting the process of therapy. And that's what we're here to talk about tonight. We've entitled this course Therapy Unlocked. And the goal is that if you take this course, you'll get ahead of the game for when you start therapy. You know, you could title this course, All the Things That Your Therapist Wish You Knew Before Coming to Them. I would like to start by kind of hearing your thoughts. Like, what are some things that you all have heard about benefits or maybe some advantages of starting therapy?
Well, for me personally, I don't know many people that have gone to therapy before.
Okay.
I come from a Latin background, and it's always been frowned upon, almost like mental health doesn't even exist.
Right, a lot of cultural background there. So it's interesting that you said you don't even know a lot of people that have experienced therapy in the past.
So in my circles, particularly amongst African American men, it is becoming more common to normalize therapy, which is exciting, obviously, when you consider many of the struggles and the challenges that we face as African American men,
Right.
And trying to navigate professionally and with our families and all of the things. Ultimately, we've tried to do that on our own for so many years, because being able to independently thrive is seen as being strong, masculine, and what you're supposed to do. But no, it's okay to acknowledge that you're not a Superman, and that you have issues and challenges and anxieties and questions that you need to obviously seek some support and professional guidance in figuring out. So I've heard a lot of folks really excited about therapy and committed to it.
I love that you said it's okay to realize you don't have to be, or you can't be, a Superman. That's so important, because we think we are sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I just have heard that when you start therapy, you start to gain a better sense of who you are. And gaining that sense of who you are allows you to be more present, allows you to be more at peace, more productive. I know I have 2 boys myself, and there are times where I'm mentally dealing with things, and I know if those things weren't on my mind, or I had someone to talk through them with, then I could potentially be more present with them, more productive at work, and just a better me.
More present, more productive, and a better you. That's powerful. I think if anybody in this world could get access to those things, they would probably sign up today. We could go through all the clinical reasons and the research-based reasons for going to therapy. And there's reductions in symptoms of anxiety, depression, improvements in relationships, communication. Some people go to therapy to unpack trauma. In my experience as a therapist with some of the clients that I've worked with, I feel like one of the biggest gifts that you can get from going through the process is to regain choice and control over your life and your emotions. You kind of mentioned it a few minutes ago when you said like to be present. There's so many of us who go through life and our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with others are impacted because something will happen and we'll experience this emotion that is overwhelming, sometimes even hurtful. And it's not always even about what's going on right now. So being able to distinguish, to like give yourself that pause, to gain some self-awareness, to be able to just kind of rumble with, is this about what's happening right now? Or is this about something that happened a long time ago? Distinguishing which one that is, and then being able to have some control over how you respond to it. You know, a lot of times we react without even thinking, but that ability to pause and have control and response, a mindful response. That's one of the biggest gifts of therapy. And a lot of folks think it means like, I can't be mad or I can't feel hurt. And it's absolutely not, but it's like, why am I mad? Why am I being hurt? And be able to sit with that and not push it away.